This is Kirk Laughlin from TelecomTV here in Coppell, Texas for the opening of the Coriant facility here. Joining us now is Jayne Chace, the Chief Marketing Officer. Welcome, Jayne. Jayne, help us understand how you take a brand like Coriant, which really has no legacy, a brand new name, and take it out globally and create a lot of impact.
It's a challenge, any new name, but we're very fortunate because we have a heritage. So Coriant was formed as a combination of several companies, and they all had reputations for quality, a heritage that we could rely on, and we started with a customer base, so it was a matter of acquainting them, and then with our heritage, but also the innovation that we're going to bring in the future.
From a marketing perspective, which is more difficult, taking an entirely new organization such as a startup with no history, or trying to market an organization like Coriant, which is really combining pre-existing organizations itself?
They're both difficult, but for different reasons. When you're starting off as a young company, you don't have baggage. You can create a culture, you can hit the marketplace, but you usually don't have money to do a lot of big things. When you're a company like ours, with existing customers, though they know you from somewhere else, you at least can go back to them. You can tell them about the changes. You can then begin to educate them about what you're doing. And usually you can go to the marketplace and say, hey, remember us when we were such and such? Well, now, in fact, we're even better because, and in the case of Coriant, we have 3 organizations that all had prowess in different areas. We've put them together, and so now we have an absolute complete solution, whereas before each one of the companies had an area where they were excellent, but they weren't complete. And now we offer the full end-to-end solution.
So Jayne, as the CMO of a new organization, clearly you have the responsibility for pushing an external global message, but you also have responsibility for really evangelizing the brand internally. How are you going about doing that?
Sometimes I joke and say I'm the internal cheerleader, but you're absolutely right that internal communications is equally important because people are coming into the organization. We tell them what the mission and the vision is, but they've come in with different perceptions from different starting places. And then on their just everyday life, they have different processes that they're used to. Let's say just submitting expenses. And they're done in different ways. They receive things in different ways. We have different financial systems, different HR systems. You have to combine them. So it's a matter of communicating with people so that they don't feel, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? And then secondly, when you think about it, even in different places, a lot of our potential customers could come from referrals. So if you don't get the employees enthusiastic, they could go home, a neighbor who might be from one of our key customers could say to them, hey, who do you work for? Just talking to them as a neighbor. They could either say, oh, I work for Coriant, but let's talk about the local football game. Or they could say, I work for Coriant. Let me tell you more about the company. Mm-hmm. So internal communications is really equally important.
We're here today for the ribbon-cutting ceremony for Coriant's operation here in Coppell, Texas. What is your firm's commitment to this particular city?
We have several centers, which is great, and we try to, again, as one of our values, put our customers first. How can we best serve them? How can we be there when they need us to be there to do things for them? And the center that we are opening now today in Coppell in Texas is good for a good part of North America, but also for Latin America. And we try to also be good corporate citizens and give back to the community. We do things like, have intern programs. Tomorrow here on our grand opening, we invite the families and friends and employees so they can see what we're doing and why we're good for the community itself. And we were fortunate enough to have the mayor today, who also announced today as Coriant Day, so very nice.